All right, so this week we are going to do a fabric review. I've had some questions come up in the last few weeks just regarding a few things about fabric. So I wanted to start with a review, and then hopefully in a couple weeks I'll have a training on some of the testing, more specifically the testing that we do on our upholstery fabrics. So first off, I just wanted to remind everybody, La-Z-Boy's fabric program, we offer over 600 fabrics. It's a variety of colors, patterns, textures. You can see here just kind of an off distance picture of one of the design center walls. And you'll see that in every store they're organized by color. So you'll start with your red tones, and it's based on those last 2 digits of your fabric number. And so they're numerically ordered, but it's all color order to make sure that the wall is easily shoppable by your customers. So we want to make sure that they can find the fabrics they're looking for. So in most of the stores, you'll see that the waterfalls are all grouped together. I've seen that done at the top or at the bottom. As long as they're together, that's easier for you guys to find when you're looking for select covers, especially. And then all those core lit fabrics, it's nice for your customers to be able to easily find those. And then you'll see it starts with the ending 2 digits that have a 0 first. So your reds, your rusts will be in those teen numbers, rust and orange. Your greens are in there in the 20s. You've got creams and beiges in the 30s. Your golds are in that 40 something. Your blacks and grays are in the 50s, and then taupes and tans in those 60s to early 70s. Your darker browns in the mid to late 70s, all your 80s that are blue, and then the 90s in the teal section. So that's how your walls should be organized, again, just to make sure it's shoppable for your customer. So we have a ton of fabric available, but we do want to make sure that we're aware that every piece does not come in all of those fabrics. So the way we tell that is by checking our cutting application program code, or your CAP code is probably what you guys have heard it referred to as. And so each sample, you'll see we have the fabric name and the number that we use to identify it. Next to that number, you'll see CAP code and then a 2-letter combination. So there's a few different combinations that we use. DR is your directional railroad. We've got UR, means the fabrics run up the roll. VS is a vertical stripe. PS is your plaid stripe. DP is your directional plaid. NP is a non-mirrored plaid. HS is a horizontal stripe. UE is your urethane, and then BU is a breathable urethane. And then we do have the 1RL, which is a recycled leather. If you want more details on what all of those mean, there is a page in the front of your price book that explains what each CAP code letter combination and description means in regards to each particular fabric, but I just wanted you guys to have a reference of what all those codes are that are available on the fabric wall. And then I highlighted that DR in green. That DR code, DR is available on any frame that we make in the store. So if you're checking fabric and it has a DR CAP code, you're good. Doesn't matter if we change frames or not, we can always use that fabric. Otherwise, you want to make sure you check your catalogs. That kind of tealy blue bar that's in the middle of the catalog page, that lists all of your CAP codes. It'll say cover fabric, cover choices, and then it lists fabrics, recycled leather, and leather. So you want to make sure that your CAP codes match that list based on your item that you're looking at. There are a few fabric exceptions. So if you look at the Riley, the CAP codes for these fabrics will all match, but this is not something that manufacturing will assemble. So your Riley and your Leah will not be made in these 4 fabrics that we're showing here on the screen. So that I Sunshine Beach, your I Botanique, Birdsong, and Northern Exposure, because they have a very graphic directional print on them, the way that the arms are done on the Leah and the Riley, they end up upside down, and there's been too many refusals at delivery. So those 4 fabric patterns are excluded on those 2 style frames just because of the way that they run. The other exclusions that you'll see are your pillows, like arm covers or arm and headrest covers. We can't do those in leather, either the leather CAP codes or anything that feels like a leather. So your breathable urethane, and your Renew, we cannot do pillows in. And then none of your arm caps or arm covers can be ordered that way. So then we look at our content. So each fabric swatch lists the material of the content on the back of the fabric. It also lists your cleaning code back there so that you can tell your customers how to maintain their fabric once they get their piece in the home. And so you'll see that again, it's listed 3 different ways. We always do 3 different ways because we've got it in 3 different languages. And then here you'll see a grid that's just a reference of what the content is compared to some different tests or standards that people are looking for. Sometimes this can be really helpful in explaining the durability of a fabric to a customer if you're well versed in this. So the biggest one that we use is polyester. I think that's the majority of our fabrics right now are heavy percentage polyester, even if they're mixed with something. And so you can see with polyester, it's good for durability. It's good for color fastness. It's pretty fair for sun resistance. The one thing I will say for that is if they're getting the stain protection, you guys have, I think, a little bit of a UV inhibitor in your stain protection. So that'll increase that as well. It's good for abrasion resistance. We don't really have anything with sagging, so that's not really as important for it to not have a value there. It's excellent for resiliency. It's good for dyeability, and it's basically non-absorbent. So that's why we use that as the primary material in a lot of our upholstery fabrics, is because of the durability that it has as far as resiliency. And then also it's going to be pretty family friendly, being less liquid resistant. And then here's a list of your cleaning codes. So you can see we've got the W where you want to use a water-based cleaning agent or foam. You've got your S cleaning code, which is a mild water-free dry cleaning agent. WS will use either. I don't think we currently have any X cleaning code fabrics where you can not use a foam or liquid cleaner of any type, but it's just like a vacuum and brush clean. And then your L is for leather. So there's a separate sheet for your leather cleaning. Obviously, you guys have your kits in the stores for that. But I just want to make sure you have access quickly to all of those cleaning code descriptions. And then fabric durability is really the biggest question that we get on a regular basis. You know, is this going to hold up, and how do we explain that to our customers? So La-Z-Boy offers 3 different durability ratings in our fabric line. So your kind of purpley dot with the white piece. Some of you guys, if you haven't done that specialty sticker transfer from last year or year before or whatever it was, there may still be just a solid black dot with the white P in the center. There's still performance either way. That doesn't change. So your performance fabrics, we do our Weizenbeek test, and that gives us a double rub test minimum that we have to do to get into that category. So to be performance, you have to have 30,000 double rubs. And then once that test is complete, they take it off and they compare it on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 basically being that we're not showing anywhere, and 1 showing quite a bit of wear. And so you have to pass a minimum of 30,000 double rubs and then still have a visual wear rating of 5 to be entered into the performance category. An average year of wear is about 3,000 double rubs. So your performance fabrics have an average of 10 years of wear. The heavy duty or normal wear fabric category, I've heard a few different terms for that solid black dot. So your heavy duty fabrics have to pass a minimum of 15,000 double rubs, but those are allowed to have a visual wear rating of 3. So it's an average of 5 years of wear, but you may start to see some wear. Now, keep in mind, if we do the 30,000 double rub test and you end up with a visual wear rating of 4, it falls into this heavy duty category. So again, remember that these are all minimums. Your green dot fabric is going to be your medium duty fabric. And there's only a handful of these in the line. Those have to pass a minimum of 12,000 double rubs and a visual wear rating of 3. We've got an average of about 4 years of wear. And keep in mind that your green dot fabrics cannot be placed on any of your traditional reclining mechanisms. No 10s, no 16s, no P10s, no motion sofas. You can do it on stationary. You can do it on designer's choice. You can order pillows. You can put it on Duo, but none of the traditional reclining will accept that particular durability code. I just wanted to give you guys a reminder on this. I've heard a lot of different numbers in the stores as I've been out there as far as what the double rub count is and what it, I think at one point we had a different testing that we did, or a higher testing, and the industry changed its standards. This is the new everyday. This is what we're doing. So I wanted to make sure everybody had the same information. If there's questions, you guys contact me, let me know. Like I said, the next video, I'm really looking to do more specifically what the tests are that we do and why we do them. But I wanted to make sure you guys had all of this to be able to give to your customers on a regular basis. Thanks so much.